Let's talk about e-commerce now. Jumia Market is changing its business model from an online marketplace to an online social shopping site. Now, this is basically a peer-to-peer model where users will be able to interact and buy and sell products. The model basically fuses social networking, pretty much think of Instagram really, and e-commerce. Now, the platform will allow users to comment, like, tag, and even follow sellers they do like, making it a lot easier to shop from their newsfeed. Now, the sellers will create their profiles, upload a picture of themselves or their business logo on the platform. The model will be launched in 4 Jumia countries. That's Nigeria, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, and Kenya. Other similar social commerce sites include Depop, Vented, and Etsy. All right then, so let's dig deep into the business model at play here. Jean-Jacques Maikere is the Managing Director of Jumia Market, is with me in studio right now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so for those of us who might not be inclined to this whole social networking business, this sounds to me a lot like a sort of hybrid between the best bits of Instagram and the best bits of eBay. Am I correct there?
You're quite correct. The reality is that we've been looking at the market, and now we know that most people don't only go on the internet to buy a product because it's cheap and available, but also because they want to see what's happening, what's trending on the market. They want to be able to ask questions to the different users. They want to have this social aspect. That's way more important. If you think about it, most people actually go on their phone more than 2 hours a day, checking what's happening and what's actually trending on the market.
That's an interesting point you guys raised, because when the information we got was that this is mostly going to be focused on the app, as opposed to actually having a desktop-first experience, which is usually the other way around with eBay and companies.
That's the trend on the African market. We've been seeing that most people actually use the phone rather than the desktop. Most people actually, the phone penetration in Africa is above maybe 90%. So it's something that's really important. And I think right now, if you want to be successful on online business, you need to make the choice to go 100% to the app, and that's what we're trying to do. And that's what we want to do.
What's the split of traffic between, say, desktop versus app? Is it 90-10? I know that's a bit of an issue.
At the beginning, I will tell you it was mostly desktop. Now we have mostly 70% on the mobile, and only 30% on the desktop. So it's been changing really fast. I think it's also because the smartphone price have been reducing all across Africa, thanks to the job that we've been doing also as Jumia Group, and this has democratized kind of
access to data, of course, and access to e-commerce as well. So these 4 countries that were picked, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, Morocco, why those 4 countries for the initial launch?
It's because it's important to have some sort of mature market, to have this, I would say, this new business model, this P2P model, because it's basically what we want to try to create is a platform for unique sort of selection, unique sort of product for creative people. It's more, as you say, as Etsy, Depop, etc. To have that, you need to have a market which has already went through the first stage of online business, which is only basically acquiring a new product at a cheap price. Now, when you have passed this stage, your customers actually want something different, and it's more about the experience, it's more about being inspired. So that's why we decide to go in our biggest market.
When we talk about creative businesses, what are we talking about exactly? I'm a painter, for example. I can put my products up on Jumia Market.
Exactly. You can be a painter, you can be a blogger, you can be a fashionista, you can be someone who maybe have a good taste and can spot the specific product even though there's the second hand. Basically what you want to do is to give a chance to people to express themselves on the platform, hence the social aspect. And this is really interesting because it means that also our KPI are way different. We're looking at the average answer to a message on our platform. It has to, for right now, it's above 80%, which is huge. If you ask a question on Jumia Market, 80% of the time you will have an answer in 1 hour. And this shows that the Kenyan market is actually ready for this kind of new business.
When you talk about KPIs though, because again, I keep going back to eBay as pretty much the metric, the benchmark for this sort of thing. So if, say for example, I've set up my stall, I'm a painter, I'm a photographer, whatever the case is, how do I then make cash? And because you're providing the platform, obviously, so what's the revenue split between myself as a person who's selling things and you guys as the platform provider?
It's a hand-in-hand sort of partnership. It's basically, if you make sales, we will make sales. It's a commission-based kind of revenue. So basically, we want people on the platform to be able to sell their product so we can collect the commission. The commission depends right now on the different categories. It's it will be different in fashion and electronics, but what is really more important is we want to incentivize people on the platform to understand that there is a direct correlation between the number of people following you on the platform and the sales you make. Because the most people you interact with more chance you have to sell your product. And each time you have a new product on the platform, they will be aware of it. So the social aspect is 100% number one, and then it's our commission, which is actually competitive.
Okay, well, very quickly,
Yeah.
what's the commission number? What number are we looking at in commissions?
On average, it's around 10% for Jumia Market, which is quite competitive.
All right, we'll leave it there for the time being.
Thank you very
Jean-Jacques,
much.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.